Hi everybody, welcome to the second live stream for Rebrickable live build. Today, sorry for a little bit of a delayed logging on. I've had some technical issues. Hopefully they've all sorted themselves out right now. Um, Let me know in the comments if anything's amiss. Hopefully I've got some colleagues again at the Rebrickable helping me moderate things on the comments so I don't miss any questions. The last time we built a Star Wars microfighter set. Today we will be building the Creator 3-in-1 Space Roller Coaster set 31142. I like the roller coaster sets. I've built a few now. The last one I did was the big loop coaster, but these little Creator 3-in-1 sets are equally awesome. Um, I've just realised I forgot to give me a pass trade, so I haven't opened this yet. I'll be opening it with you guys. Breaking the fresh seals. It's got the punch seals, not the plastic seals. Um, that's a pretty full box. I'm just going to grab a parts trace fast. Sorry about that, guys. Right, let's get building. Is that right? That's one hide it. Oh, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but the bag has been sealed in the box. So I'm just going to turn the bag a little bit. And that's the waterpress part, so that's the important bit. Got a loose 10 by 16 plate. Instruction manuals. I'll open them in a second. So we have. I'm going to be noisy this during the fit, so I think it's all noise. Bag one's a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 bags that are numbered, 2 unnumbered bags. So it's a good size set. It was 874 pieces. So it should be a decent build. But I'll only be building the A model for you. I didn't think it would be that interesting for you guys to sit and watch me build, assemble all the models, and then rebuild the next one. I will be doing a rebrickable review of the B and C models. So if you're interested in those models, watch out for that in the future. Manuals, we have, oh nice, there's a separate manual for each model. We'll be building this one. Let me see if I can get the overhead view for you guys so you can see a bit better. So this is the one we'll be building today. And then that's the A model. And then we have that's the C model, I think the smallest of the three. Nice little spaceship, sorry, space shuttle, looks like sort of drop ride, free fall drop ride. And then we have some like a bit like a space theme merry-go-round. Oh, my lights are flickering. That's terrifying. Um, Technical issues again, I guess. So I'll be building this one and this one at another time for a standard rubricable review. So I'm just going to put them behind me out of the way and let's get building. So we have pretty standard one of these new whites, although they've added, I don't remember so many of the what they call like the watermarked brick Lego parts on the side to make it a bit more interesting than just bland white. Standard usual dealio is going through. We need bag one, bag two, and for those who don't know, this little symbol here, eventually unnumbered bags will come in a paper bag and it'll have that symbol on it. That little 2x2 square brick. And so this symbol is telling you go to unnumbered bags and find these extra parts. So a lot of people seem to miss that. I tend to hover around Lego forums in like Reddit and posts for things, and that's a repeatedly asked question: what does that symbol mean? So now you know. I'm gonna grab part coming from these two bags first. Oh, I need to move those. Not pen. For those who are disappointed that I'm not building the Sonic set or the City set, I have them just over there, just one side. That way. Um, I will be building them maybe for future live builds. Next month, I'm keen to do the Sonic one, so next month I think I'm going to do the Sonic set. So check out for those. I think I'll release the date and time info later. So bag number one. Number one appears to be the biggest bag of the whole set. And it's one to the manual. This should have some minifigures, including the very sought after Space Baby. The Space Baby set came in the collectible minifigure series. The last one was an immediate fan favourite of that series. So it's good to see it's not kept exclusive for that, so others people can get it who don't collect CMFs. I'm not a CMF collector, if you didn't know from reading my other reviews. Let me check. Sorry, I'm not moderating the comments, so apologies if you're talking to me. And we go to okay. Feel free to ask any questions you have. I'll answer as many as I can. Yeah, anything about how Rebrickable works. You just want to share some thoughts on the Lego, go for it by all means. I feel like I'm missing a bag. Oh, it's bag one and two. I am indeed missing a bag. Oh, check these out. These are the new, new, it's pretty old now, but I've not seen them in this part in this color. So I'm going to just swap to the super close-up view so you guys can get. So it's the new pearl dark, Ripple pearlescent dark blue. This camera's not that great color balanced, unfortunately, but it's a very beautiful color. So with that, I don't actually need that now. I'm looking. I'm still building the minifigures right now because although important to a set, regardless of how much I like them or not. Apologies for my flashing lights. I don't know what's going on with my electricity right now. Sounds like it's going to be expensive to fix. This is the little Space Baby. So the Space Baby head, it comes molded into the helmet, so you can't have a separate helmet. You can't change the expression. Let's get building because I'm not here to make minifigures. I'm here to build. I really love theme park theme sets. I'm a big rollercoaster junkie, so anything with like a rollercoaster theme park ride, amusement park ride, I'm a bit of a sucker for. Um, One of my first reviews for Rebrickable was the Creative 3-in-1. It was like a carousel thing. Had like it was like space themed again. It had like different rocket ships and stuff, and one of them was a cow, and it spun around, and you can motorize it easily. So that was a really fun set. So I'm clearly not the only one who likes these kind of sets. Sure that on those. It's always the fun part of building Lego, rooting through the parts to find what you need. Definitely something a skill you develop, being able to spot parts easier as you build with Lego more. Have they changed that more? Than being a round hole in it. Um, some bricks. It's already quite a little bit of technique in the set, which I always like. It means there's functions, and where there's functions, you can motorize things, which always ties to another level of interest. Apologies, you're kind of just sitting looking at the manual and not me build it. Let me move this up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, it's better for you guys. So we're currently doing step 4. I'm building this gear rack jobby together. So my last live stream was about an hour long, which was pretty much longer than I was expecting for such a small set. I was still pretty new to me, so I was still figuring things out. So I don't want to do a big set, but this time I want to do something a bit more interesting. So we went bigger. Hopefully, it doesn't take me all day. My children are only picking up from school at some point. Creative 3-in-1 sets tend to be pretty popular with reusers. I like them for obvious reasons. They are great for building alts with, so you can easily adapt things, and they're kind of great parts packs, I guess, is ultimately what it boils down to, meaning that they can be used in other sets, other mocks and things very easily. Especially the animal 3-in-1 sets like the Majestic Tiger and things. Sorry for the buzzing. Someone's phoning me and my phone's on silent. So if you can hear that, apologies. I should have another one of those. Let's see. So yeah, the Majestic Tiger has so many alts. So the animal 3-in-1 sets tend to get tons and tons of alt builds. So in terms of value for money, they tend to be really great too, because one set can get you just dozens of builds. If you go to Rebrickable and look at the alt build tab at least. So hopefully I'm not hiding this too much from you, and you can still see what I'm doing okay. These parts are kind of small and fiddly right now, so I'm not really sure how well you can see it. I don't want to zoom in too much on my camera above me, because eventually this set gets pretty big. You're going to need the wide angle to kind of take it all in. So that's that finished. It does a little and down function. I can change to the micro close to show you guys. Yes, that's probably better. So that's this down function. That bit's done, so we're moving on to the next section. One of those. Nope, I've got the wrong wedge. That's the one I need. It feels like it's been a while since I built a 3-in-1 set. There's just been so much great Lego this year that there's only so much time in the day, right? And this might even be my first one this year, which would be kind of a surprise if that was true. Doesn't mean there hasn't been some great ones. Where's that little tiny piece? Nope. There it is. Sorry about that. That's bracket and the people when they build mutter to themselves, because obviously I'm talking to you guys, but even when I'm building, I tend to kind of mutter what parts of it is. Is that just me? Oh, okay. I see what we're building. We're building a space shuttle. It's obviously one of the Oh, nice. I see what I'm doing. I've just looked ahead in the manual and I didn't realise what I was building. Building a little, like you get outside like grocery stores, those little ride on, like it normally like a horse or something. This one is like that for the little baby spaceman to get in. So and then we're going to this back in. Does it go right in the middle? Go right in the middle. And then we have a little thing for the baby to sit in. Does he just, how does he stay? He doesn't. Oh, that's a bit janky. Okay. That's a bit deceiving of the manual. Let me put it on the micro close up so you can have a good view. Pretty nice and focus. Is that focus? So you like, oh, very neat, very cool. I like that. Always a fan of stuff like that. Nice little function, not just something like a bench. Benches are very popular in Lego. They pop up in a lot of sets. I normally build with the electronic um, instructions, but I won't paper today just to keep things simple. So I'm not over trying, not having to see too much on my computer screen. There we go. We're getting bigger now. We're getting to the actual roller coaster. The thing we all came here for. So the last coaster I built, the Lubin coaster, was absolutely incredible. Really, really impressive. And obviously these roller coaster parts, these track pieces, they were created for the original roller coaster set, the red and white one. That was an earlier review from that Nathan wrote back in the day. It looks very repetitive, and there was a lot of repetitiveness to the Lupin Coaster too, but I think the Lupin Coaster had a bit more functionality, which made it a bit more interesting in the long run. I didn't actually build that roller coaster. That was just coming out of my dark ages, so I kind of missed that one. But since then, these roller coaster parts, these track parts, have just popped up everywhere in all sorts of sets, all sorts of themes. I don't know if there's a. I was just going to say I don't know if they've appeared in Harry Potter yet, but I think as I said that out loud, I feel like I think they're going to be in the new Gringotts Bank one. They put the Gringotts back on the top, and then underneath is like the caverns. Did they use? I'm guessing they used the roller coaster tracks for the mine cart down into the vault. But maybe someone in the comments can confirm that for me. Apparently, the roller coaster is still within Nathan Nightmares. But did your kids like it? I bet your kids loved it, right? How long were you able to keep that built for before you assisted on dismantling it? Unfortunately, those big roller coaster sets are huge. The footprint is like the size of my table, like this whole area. And it was it was like my dining room centerpiece for about a month before we just had to dismantle it. Like there's just no space for it. Um, so if you have a big Lego room, then I'm sure you have no problem fitting it in. But you're looking at my Lego room, so I don't have infinite space. Mm. Am I building off camp again? I might. Sorry, guys. I had to change. Not you're not going to care about this, but I had to change my light fixture above my table, my build table. I smashed the last one with my head. Don't ask. Um, my new light fixture is slightly differently positioned, so my camera above me is in a different place a little bit, and I clearly haven't found the best spot for it yet because it's a little bit away from me right now. So next live stream, I'll have to just tweak my camera above me. If you like crashing the roller coaster carts, then the loop coaster would definitely be for you because multiple times that thing derailed. This is a pretty solid base we're building. Mostly of plates so far. Sorry, plates and bricks, obviously. Um, you can already kind of start seeing the size this thing's going to be. So first kind of roller coaster theme set was uh, the Pirates themed one, and I really wanted that set, but I never got it, and that's going to be one I'm going to regret getting. I think 'cause it looked like a really fun set. And then I think Toby shared this with me that the designer of this set originally designed it to be castle themed, and somewhere through the development process, he got changed to being space themed. And I'm not surprised. There's definitely seems to be even a castle, obviously, with the lions. What's it called? Lion Knight Castle, Lions Knights Castle. Um, there's a bit of a Renaissance with castle theme now, but space is just universally popular. Be interesting to see a castle roller coaster though. Maybe that's in a couple of years we'll get that one. And then we'll have the classic Lego theme roller coaster trifecta. I'm doing it again. I'm really sorry, guys. It's funny because when I'm building, obviously I just go into my build mode, right? Just all the way like I'm nobody watching. I don't consider you guys are actually interested in seeing what I'm doing. Um, okay. So yeah, things are all crazy for me right now, so I haven't actually done that much building recently. So this is really nice to have a bit of Lego in my hands. Don't know. All right, now for a review. I'm still working on Lego, the Ninjago City Markets. I've had that for 2 months, and there's a massive review. So that's still in the works. Keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, it'll be this side of Christmas, um, or before the next Ninjago City set comes out. But I'm also building the Batman Shadow Box. My son wants to build that with me, so I'm doing that review with him. So far, we built the Batmobile, and that's it. Batmobile was good though. So I've got high hopes for the set generally, even if I was a bit lukewarm on the concept. Yeah, Lego's fun. Like, Serial Designation Ends channel. Welcome. Says that Lego was fun when I was a kid. Lego is fun at all ages. Like, trust me. If you haven't built Lego for a while, go out there, find a set, find an 18 plus set. Go to a store, check out the icons theme, the botanical, the flowers. They're always really popular, and trust me, you'll get hooked again. Um, I went maybe 15 years without building any Lego until I had kids, and then got back into it, and now it's my life. It really, it's relaxing, it's interesting, it's fun. It's something like me and my kids do together. Like we all love it. My son more than my daughter. My daughter's less creative than my son, but she loves to be involved and help me do the reviews. And she loves the figures. She loves minifigures. She loves mini dolls. And that's where she lives. There's tons of great sets. I mean, just some. I don't know if you can really see behind me on the little screen, but I've got like the Batmobile and the Indiana Jones set up, and like these sets are just fantastic, fantastic fun, nostalgic. Like there's no doubt you're gonna love them. But be warned, modern Lego is not your childhood Lego. You will immediately spot things that are different about it. Um, a lot more different parts, buried parts, but there's a lot of complaints that they seem simpler now than they used to be. I think I'm missing a part, guys. Unless it's hiding. That would be frustrating, wouldn't it? So I don't have that many parts left on my track, so I should be able to see it. I'm pretty wrong. Well, that's fine. I guess I could just turn around and go to my collection. Bear with me, I'm just grabbing the part from behind me. I will go to full view so you can see the glories. That is my Lego collection. Round plates. There you go, guys. Right there. The advantages of having an organised Lego collection. It's very quick to find a part that you need. I don't have to rummage around in giant bins. So let's get back to building. And these three go around here. One, two. Oh wait, I'm a donut. I got three and I needed two. That's why I did. I wasn't missing a part. Sorry, Lego, my fault, not yours. It helps if I read. A new colour black. That can be the danger with building these like classic themes like space and castle. Like with Star Wars, they can be very colour palette wise, very one note. You have to really work hard to incorporate colours into space theme and still make them look kind of natural. You tend to get a lot of oranges and greens to make them kind of sci-fi. When I'm also building normally, I would have a TV show on or some music or something going on in the background. I don't just build in silence. Do people build in silence? That seems like it could be a bit weird. Oh man, I have definitely been there trying to move a Lego set and it's fallen to pieces like that. That is not fun. Although I guess rebuilding it can be kind of fun, right? But yeah, if that's the large Lions Night Castle, yeah, that's a bit of a beast to move about. It's pretty big. The roller coaster sets were impossible to move once built. At least the roller coaster was. Like it was just way too big to maneuver about, too delicate. What is Legos? Hmm, okay, you're probably in the wrong place, dude, if you don't know what Lego is. Um, it's a building toy. If your question is serious, it's a building toy made out of little plastic blocks. and you can build whatever you can imagine. We are Rebrickable. Rebrickable is a fan site, part of the Lego Ambassador Network, and you can upload your designs to Rebrickable and share them with the community. Other people can then use their collection to build what you create. So really fun site if you're a Lego fan, and it's also enabled people because you can sell your instructions on there. It's enabled people to make a little bit of money helping them buy the next set. So it's a really great site for Lego fans of all ages. Yeah, we're going to run some sort of mini build. I guess it's going to be support, but it looks quite rocky. So I assume the theme is maybe we're on the moon or something. Another roller coaster I built was a very small one, and that was castle themed. Came in the Legoland exclusive set. Each year they have like a Legoland set based around one of their rides at the park. This was the largest set where it had like an observation tower, had Miniland, which was a really fun little build, a mini land, and then had the what's the roller coaster called at Legoland? I can't remember, but it's the one with Ollie where you like go through the castle and you fight the dragon. Um, so they had that, and as a roller coaster, it was mostly just a circular track. It had turrets and things, so it counts as a castle roller coaster in my opinion. Almost getting to the end of bag one of nine. Actually, bag one and two, wasn't it? It was two bags. So I'll be moving on to bag three momentarily. So it's just me, I was moving some things out that way. Some features really. That's not good at collecting the parts at the start stage. I tell my son all the time because he builds like me, and you can see it in the manual, and we miss parts all the time. I'm terrible for it. I tell him get the parts first, and then you've got them all ready to go for the stage. You'll know if you miss any. But I'm really bad at taking that advice myself. So if you ever see me actually collecting the parts, it's a very conscious effort to do so. We're doing there, some sort of steps. One, two, one, two, one. All of us parts shipped them out finally. So I guess we're going to be building them on this. Oh, we're going all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go on close up micro so you can see these ones for the new slopes that were built for the looping coaster. They're like a downhill. They're not banked, but they're down slopes curves. And then move on flat for the last piece. So that's quite a nice view for you guys to see exactly where one looks like. Putting the tiles, secure the pieces together. And then we're done with that for a second, and we're going to be building Leave the whole person aside because we're moving on to some sort of alien thing. Looks like a Minecraft tree or something. Um, I guess it's just everything left because I don't know if there's many more build steps after this. Normally, when I do a 3-in-1 set for a review, I build the C model first and I go backwards because I tend to want to keep the final model around a little bit, like the main model, the A model. So if I do it the other way, I end up having to break down the A model and end up with arguably the black sheep C model of the set. I call it C model syndrome because there's no doubt C models tend to be a bit crapper. So this, I don't really know what it is I'm building. It's interesting that they went for Hans dark blue opal for the big dishes, 3x3 dishes, but blue for the 2x2 dishes. I don't know what the gain is for that. Why we wouldn't just have a consistent colour scheme throughout? I don't know. And voila, we have some sort of floating planet, maybe? I guess, yeah, maybe it's a planet. It's certainly not a lollipop. And this goes on this hinge clip right here. Very nice. Does it go straight up? Oh, how I get it? See that? You get on there. That's probably not right instead. You get it. You get the idea. And then we're doing some sort of little flag. And then we're doing for the flag 1 and 2, just like that. The flag goes. And there's my. Okay, because I can't see the studs, I'm putting it there. So we're opening 2 bags again, bags number 3 and bags number 4. This bit's going to get loud, so I'm not going to talk while I'm doing this. I do the pro tip. Before you throw the the bag in the trash, make sure they're empty. I've definitely thrown parts away before, and I've had to go and recover them. And we have another minifigure. Oh, I've got some extra parts too from numbered bags. We need the what is it? What do we do? Octagonal plate. And the loose parts from the set. Minifigure. It's an astronaut themed minifigure, so I'm guessing that's going to be an employee. 2 astronaut figures. Okay. I love these old, I say old, it just feels like they've been around forever. I don't know if they're old or not. I love those parts. Really nice. And they always come with a really cool metallic gold visor. They used to come with chrome. There's like a chrome blue version, which is pretty rare, but pretty sweet looking. It's got the photo from the droid from that was a 3-in-1 set of like a little spaceship and it had a really cool android pilot. So we have a NASA, I say NASA, not NASA, it's Lego Space, classic space symbol, space agency. Um, I guess she's some sort of scientist or crew member or something. And then we have the astronaut, very smiley, happy to be in space. The astronaut comes with a interchangeable wig piece, so you can choose to have the helmet or hair. Built originally with hair, which means it will be with hair in our database, or should be with hair in our database, and the helmet is the alternative. Now let's get building. Bags 3 and 4. Add some body to this base. And made it on my build area. Another pro tip: keep your build area tidy, guys. Which you'll find life much easier. That's not a tip I live by. My build area is an absolute mess. Okay, I need to spin this around, otherwise I'm not the same perspective as the instructions, and that confuses me. Add some white in. I'm right at the outskirts of my camera area right now, so I'm going to try and just push up a little bit so that you can stay seeing what I'm doing as this gets bigger. I might have to zoom out a bit, I think. Oh, this is like the queuing area then, because that's got to be a little staircase to get up for the queuing. Choose a propeller. Oh, that's clever. I've not seen that before. It's not a propeller, they have used the propeller part, and they're using it for the turnstile. Normally they build these with Technic parts. So this is a good alternative, and that propeller will be useful for other mocks. Where people want like, there's certainly going to be a plane mock built somewhere. That's really neat. I like that. It's a little high though, I think. I'm not sure what the scale is on. Okay, no, just above waist. Maybe a little bit high to make a little thing, but it's not crazy. Okay, getting rid of this. Let's go on. On this. Sorry, just maneuvering my chair to be a bit better. Okay, let's get going. Come on. Um, so this year has just been, I touched on this earlier, but it feels like it's been an incredible year for Lego in terms of set selection. They've really it feels like they're coming into their own a little bit, bringing us really interesting sets, really varied sets. Um, as we approach the year end, there's going to be only a handful more sets to be released, really. The big release seasons are January and July-ish, June in Europe, August in North America. And that's when you get the bulk of the set releases. And then every month there's normally a couple of new sets released. There's bound to be a couple more celebrating Disney's 100th anniversary. They've really given us some excellent Disney sets this year for Disney fans. And then, I wonder if they'll do like a Disney Christmas set. That would be pretty cool. I'm a big Christmas fan. Of course, we'll get a Winter Village set. I get them every year. I love the Winter Village set. The Winter Village set essentially brought me out of my dark ages, and I just think that I love Christmas. I love Lego. It's just like everything all in one. And again, the bar is now really high for Winter Village sets because they're just excellent. Every year they're really, really great. And I mean, going back for a while now, but like, ones that stick out, like the Gingerbread House was excellent. The Santa's Visit, it's like a house, it's like a house scene, absolutely incredible build. What was I saying? The Elf House was really great. I can't remember what last year's was. Anybody remember? Um, it'd be interesting to see what they come up with this year. And then we're bound to get some more superhero sets that pop up here and there to match whatever is about to get released. Like my anti bricks there. But yeah, our top 10 of the year this year is already incredibly competitive. Some really great sets out there. But I'm sure it'll be equally controversial this year, as it usually is, when we add a friend set on there that nobody likes. Frames. Still frames, but no doors. That's become a very common technique, essentially, of using the door frames as supports. It's a good way to very quickly and with not many parts get really good heights. Um, they use them a lot in the helmet sets, but they come up every now and again, like the cliff faces and things like that. Putting this on the coaster, okay. So this is like, I guess this is the station. I guess that's what we built here, the station. The loading dock. And this is going into place. Right, it didn't go its way. Front of, yes, right there, perfect. So the previous 1 by 1 G slopes mark the edges for us, nice and easy. So bish bash bosh goes in place. Let me show you the micro. You see it's there. Super in place, nice. And then we're going to be building that up, adding some bits, locking it into place. Locking is the official term for when you overlap bricks as you build like a wall. It's called part locking. You'll find as you get more into Lego, you'll discover all these official terms for things that you have probably made up your own name for. Especially for like part names and categories and stuff. Like growing up, like a plate like this, plate, everyone knows what plate is. 1/3 of a brick, they were always flats in my house. When I was growing up, we called those flats. Um, and it's taken me quite a while of working on Rebrickable and talking to other users and stuff to to get into the habit of calling them plates. Can't quite get this one aligned. There you go. So we've really gone very sealed in compartment for the station. It's sort of replicated like a space station, I guess, or like a shuttle body, living compartments. But this isn't an area where we're supposed to be getting in there and playing because it's very tight in there. and just like 6 tiles, which I've messed with out. So what have I done wrong over there? What did I miss? I missed a brick. Did I miss a brick? Yes, I missed a brick. Just going back and editing what I messed up. This arch on this side, sorry to see my head, I'll try to keep it out of the way when I reach over. I didn't have it high enough. I missed a brick. So again, that's me not reflecting the parts at the start of the stage and just going for it, getting it wrong, and doing it in front of all you guys. That's the time to go wrong when you have an audience, right? I'm not listening. There's a note on my streaming equipment. I know I gave you guys a bit of a rundown on the last video. I have attempted to upgrade things a bit this time because on the playback, video quality wasn't that great. So I appreciate any feedback people have on the video quality, the audio quality. I'm still trying to get the best setup I can. Am I building off camera again? I am. Apologies, guys. I'm building something separate. I don't know. I guess it's like some sort of, I don't know, extra bit of flavour. Flavour is what I call like the theming. Like if you go to a theme park and you go to like Hogwarts roller coaster, like you walk through the castle and you get all that flavour of what it's like actually being in Hogwarts if Hogwarts was real. Hi, Shady WWR. Thanks for joining us. If you got any questions, let me know. How many people watching are actually using Rebrickable or know about Rebrickable? All-time favorite set? That's a that's a tough question. Um, I like city sets, so the modulars. I don't know if I have an all-time favorite set. I mean, what do I have behind me? Um, yeah, they're all pretty solid. I've got the supercar, the Technic supercar. That was really fun. That was a set I couldn't get as a kid. Got an adult. And I'd probably be going back to something simple. I had a Technic set, and it's the one with the thin, like tubes, real thin, and they clicked into like things at each end, and you would pull them back and forth like this, and you'd make cranes with them and stuff. Um, I had that set growing up, and I adored that set. I'm scared to play with it as an adult because I think I'm going to snap some of the parts. Um, sorry, I'm leaning in because I couldn't quite see where I was. My studs would need to go. So there you go, a little bit of extra flavour. So it's probably that Technic set. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. I'm really sorry. It's a yellow Technic set, circa 1993, something like that. Um, and usually nostalgia carries a lot of weight, right? We all love the sets we grew up with. What's your favourite set, Graham? I'm assuming we're building the UFO right now. A lot of some green in it, which so far hasn't been used. And we've got some round white bits coming up on my parts tray and a dome windscreen. So I'm guessing that's where we're leading. I also modulars. My favourite one is probably the Texas office. That's a really great one. In terms of modulars, I really love Peak Station. It's one of the more modern ones. It's a little controversial because it was very American feeling, and I think people felt like that's not the best fit for the modulars. But I really loved it. And that the art gallery. What was the actual name of it? I can't. The corner one. I can't remember what the name was. It had art gallery in it and hotel, boutique hotel. That was it. I'm getting too old. The boutique hotel was just an incredible concept and execution. That was really impressive. But yeah, I love city building. That's why I have that city build series of reviews called I called my city Rebricksburg. And I don't know, there's something about modulars and building a big Lego city. I guess it's something I always wanted to do as a kid, but never had the Lego or space for it. And I just love it. I love like when you go to like conventions or Lego shows, and people have like these big sprawling scenes, and there's all these interesting things happening and look at. I love that. My favorite. I haven't been to a show for years now. Before the pandemic, probably. I really should go to one soon. Oh, so this you are supposed to be able to get into this area because this lid, it's not a UFO. It's going to be like a hydroponics bay or something. It's only held on by these four studs on the one by four like jumper plates. So it snaps in and you just lift it off easily. And then we have the dome windscreen. It's quite a flat dome windscreen. But it does its job well. Look at that, that's pretty neat. I'm going to go close up so you guys can see maybe a bit better. We have sign off. Pretty neat looking, I like that. I've got a couple more parts left on my part tray. So let's see what else we have to build. Bugatti, yeah, those big Technic supercars are pretty impressive. I have the Sian. I love building it. I didn't get the what's the newest one? Is it is it Ferrari? Maybe one day if I get time to build something like that again. Uh, I haven't built hardly anything this year either. Like no Creative 3-in-1s. Like I've got a lot of friends. It feels like this year. Friends in Ninjago because obviously they both had a bit of a reboot this year, so they've been pretty high interest to see what the new friends and the new ninjas are all about. So very little technic seemed to have grabbed my attention this year. The rover looked pretty neat. I know. I'm waiting for like a really good kinetic sculpture or something. I really love that kind of stuff, and they never seem to really release them. Mm. So I did a satellite dish. I don't think you can see it on the other. This camera's alright pain in the ass. Just satellite dish. It's also not very good quality, so I don't like using it. I'm modeling my planet. Did I mess that up? There's one more dish to add somewhere, it looks like. Yeah. You gotta get that message back to Houston, right? Otherwise, how would they know you have a problem? Perfect. Done. That's like 3 and 4 finished. Not a lot of roller coaster added in that section, but we have got more tracks for bags 5 and 6. More listening coming up, so sorry about that. No minifigures in this stage though. So I don't know. 3 minifigures is probably about right for a set this size. But they might have. Let me check the box. They might have added another one. Oh, oh, there's 2 more. There's 5. 5 plus the baby. That seems a bit excessive to me, but then I'm not a fan. So again, this steep downhill. What's this for? This kind of steep level, steep degree. How do you describe that? So that's the downside to these creator roller coasters, that they're not motorized. So a lot of the fun comes from you pushing it around, which isn't as fun. Well, at least my kids would tell me it's not as fun. You motorize the loop coaster and they played with that stuff. They drained many a batteries playing with that thing. Okay, this is getting quite big now. I might have to zoom out. Um, that's the one thing I should probably have considered when I build these things for live streaming. Exactly how big these models get, will they fit in the frame I've created? Okay. Why didn't a roller coaster as anything is fun? Well, unless you're my wife. She has created a bit of a distaste for roller coasters as she's got older. She doesn't like going upside down, so but yeah, I agree. Roller coasters are good fun. Especially that looping coaster with the elevator. I've never been on a real roller coaster in real life like that. So I wonder what that would be like. Got a real roller coaster tycoon vibe to it. That. What colour tape do I need? Really, technic plates. So if you don't know, technic plates are the ones with holes down the middle to allow sauce to go through. So this side is black. So I'm assuming they're doing a on the moon in outer space kind of yin and yang to the model. You just can see how this develops. Try technic pins. Here we have. visual technique. And then that on the other side. I don't know why we're making a brick like that rather than just doing some 2x4s or whatever. I'm guessing it failed some stress tests or something during the design process. So let's make it stronger. There's a lot of black right now. Let's go use on the top side for now. Almost going to connect these two sides together, but it's weird that then that use. Oh, I don't know. Oh, but everyone, where's this? It's going to be shorter than that, surely. 1, 2, 3. I'm fine. Oh, I've swapped you. Front backwards. How bad? That one on that side. On that side. That makes more sense. There you go. And then, yeah, perfect. Done. There you go. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Have a little bit of a build out. Oh, shoot. Just pass it forward off my table. I'm going to finish building this on. Okay. You can't move the parts like that. A second, I'll be back. Yes. Found it. Request is averted. It's going to connect to these two bits here. Going to connect at some point, do I think? They've got it right. Getting very close. So I held a poll. If you didn't know, Rebrickable, I held a poll about which set I should build for this live stream, and this roller coaster set was like the winner by far, but like over 60% of the vote, I think. Um, which I was actually kind of happy about because this is the one I wanted to build first. So thanks Rebrickable users for choosing the one I was keen to do. I always like to get feedback from you guys. Let me know what you want to see. This one goes on the end of here. It's opening that weird perspective to the book, so I'm going to rotate because it's a lot less confusing for me. I'm a simple man. That's definitely not going to see the whole thing in one frame. Just building just in here. Yeah, so I had some technical difficulties logging on today, getting online. Uh, and I rushed getting to my station. Um, I didn't bring a drink to me. I wonder if my wife's around. I'll grab a drink for me. If you're watching, Helen, can you come get me a drink, please? If she doesn't come and get me a drink, that means she's not watching and supporting me, so that would be really upsetting. Is that emotional blackmail? Yeah, probably. Right, looks like we're finished with the base. It's very, very large. We just feel like we need to adjust it for you guys. Sorry, camera. Fortunately, you're not going to be able to see me when I you're not going to be able to see as many details that far away. I'll try and use the micro camera a bit more for you so you can see stuff up close. Let's see. If I build the micro, sorry, should set things up on the go, guys. Right, so if I build, maybe this will be a bit better for you to build like this for a bit. You can actually see what I'm doing. Or more like thick lots ports. Okay, I'll put these on the right way charged. So we're well past the halfway point in the book. I just hit page 100. So I'm not sure how much the left is actually to build. You just what do I need? Put that and then a snot brick and going. Right. So if you don't know what a snot brick is, it means studs not on top. It's a little bit of a misnomer because often snot parts have studs on top. It doesn't mean there's no studs on top. It means there's also studs on the sides. So this is a snot brick. I guess you could say they're studs that are not on the top. I guess that makes more sense. But then it won't have such a catchy nickname like snot. Snot. And there are lots of other little cool acronyms that Lego fans use. One of my favourites is poop. When you say a set has a lot of poop, you're essentially saying it's got parts out of other parts, which means like they've developed a new part that you could have easily created using the existing parts that Lego had available. Sometimes they create these parts to increase stability in a certain model. Like if they use it in a certain way, it needs to be a bit more stable. An example is the 2x6 tile. And you can easily achieve a 2x6 tile with the existing tiles. But if you needed to span a larger gap and keep it thin, there's really no option. You can't use 3x3, 2x3s or a 2x4 and a 2x2. So they developed the 2x6. We're putting a little alien dude on now. Hi Stephanie. You know, I'm still going. Well, I'll give the overview so you can see what we've built so far. This is what we've built so far. So we built a tiny little bit of track section on bag one, and then we've got like the station with the like hydroponics lid. But You haven't missed anything drastic, and this will be on the channel, on the Rebrickable YouTube channel for eternity. So you can just go back after this live stream and catch up on anything that you want to see. You can fast forward all the boring bits of me chatting. Um, that's an interesting little alien dude. I'm not sure it looks that like alien other than the eyes. So I wonder if they can add some tentacles or something. Give them a bit more life rather than just a flat 2D. I do have tentacles in the parts actually, so maybe that seems like what they're going to be using. Maybe. If you watch the TV show Lego Masters, there's a lot of variations of Lego Masters all around the world, I believe. That show's pretty good at explaining some of the more insider feeling terms that Lego builders use. Because we tend to use these things, forgetting that there are people who experience Lego for the first time and might not know what we're talking about. I know I do that in reviews a lot. I often use a term and later realise that somebody might not have a clue what I'm talking about. But those shows are really good for like entry level Lego viewing, and you can really like understand techniques and terminology and why Lego designers design things in certain ways. Oh, but the wide camera, that's neat. So we're adding this to this arm. It's going to photograph. Nope, done that backwards. Oh no, I haven't. That is correct. Sorry. And here comes tentacles. Here we go. This is better. Gives him a bit of existence. Yeah, it's cool. It looks like he's like oozing out of it. Look at that. Ooh, that's really nice. I mean, if the colour balance was better on my camera, I would you feel that a bit better. And placing this on the ride. The alien's kind of hidden a little bit. Where do you think? Not sure where the track. I guess the track's going to go along here. Track's going to go along here. I guess past him, but he's got this kind of rock there. It's a bit of a shame because he looks really cool. And build step. Oh dear, just broke the camera off. Build step 131. I want to build right here where my thing is. I'm trying to build this little corner for it. Yeah, the time of day I do these live streams has been a bit of a discussion point because for me this is 9 a.m. I'm Pacific Standard Time. I live in LA, and but I know for a lot of others this is like for Nathan, who very kindly gets online to help moderate for me. This is like 2, 3 a.m. for him, and I'm trying to pick a time that's convenient because we have a lot of Rebrickable users based in Europe. So I was trying to pick like a time that's more convenient for them, but it's also a time when my kids aren't here because you definitely don't want my kids here. So they get very rowdy, and there's no way they wouldn't come in and talk to me constantly. Um, this, not gonna lie, this has been a much more labour-intensive build than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting to be finished by now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 in total. But that's a good thing for you guys because it means you know you're going to get a set that isn't going to be built too fast, and you're not going to get bored real fast. Or as a bonus, here we go. We added some steep climbs. Oh, so it's not straight. It's a down slope. I don't know if you can. Sorry, hit the camera with the Lego. Steep down. Past. Oh, through the monster, I guess. Oh yeah, put the tiles in. Put the tiles in place. Come on. Halfway through. Steep drop onto. The other one goes on the other side. Don't know if you can see familiar with that. Yeah. I'm really a lot of it there. Shall we now? I'll stick down there past the planet. And then there's going to be down to 4, orange, and then we have the, oh yeah, right, here we go. It's because all these glow in the dark tiles are obviously supposed to be stars. I think I've said in a review before, I honestly don't get the point of glow in the dark Lego parts. Like, who's playing with Lego in the dark? Like, anybody? I don't get it. Oh, I put an iron instead of a star. They came with the new street lights with all the new rotate sets. They all had glow in the dark plates for the street lights, like you need a nighttime scene. Really odd. Something I'll never quite understand. Right, that's bag 5 or 6 done. We're going to move on to 7 or 8. Someone asked me today. I was telling parents and friends school at drop off this morning. Like I'm doing this live stream. And I'm like, do you open the packets as you go, or do you just open them all before you start and then like as you build? And I just looked at like, what kind of crazy person opens all their Lego bags? Like that sounds like an incredibly stressful experience. If you do that, please let me know and let me know how you can handle that stress. Because finding parts can be the most dispiriting part of building a Lego set. If you're watching this on playback and some burning question hits you that you wish you were here live to ask, don't worry. You can always go to Rebrickable, go to the forums, ask in the forums. If it's something personal, feel free to drop me a message. Via Rebrickable, obviously. Um, I'm always around. I love talking to people, so I'm happy to hear any questions you have. I'm trying to find. Oh, they are black. I thought we were going crazy. I thought I needed dark bluish grey, but it's black I need. This is fiddly. I'm not quite sure what I'm building here, but it's fiddly. The interesting thing is, I haven't built anything for a roller coaster car yet. So I wonder where the roller coaster car is going to be. Because it's not this one, so it must be bag 9. It must be the last thing we do. Can I have my programs? Yeah, program view. There was 9 bags numbered and 2 unnumbered bags. The unnumbered bags were mostly the roller coaster parts, but there was the octagonal white plates used in them. That there was in there too, and then the base of the station down here. was the loose 8x16 plate that was just loose in the box. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Open all the bags for a different challenge. It's not that different from building a mop. And I know exactly that experience. I totally understand what you're saying, and I find that incredibly stressful. So maybe it's not for me. I will say, I when I collect parts for a mop, I have tons of little pots, and I sort my category as I'm picking because trying to like go through endless tubs just exhausts me. But yeah, interesting point about it being a new kind of different challenge. It just depends how big of a set you've got, right? If it's the USC Millennium Falcon, that's probably enough to make you want to kill yourself. That seems like it would be incredibly stressful to have 8,000 parts everywhere. But then maybe a little set like this, 800 parts, it's probably a bit more manageable. Well, that doesn't fit very tight on there. Comes off a bit loosely. Um, I was just clean out quartz and put it into bags, or 37 of them. So I actually just did this as well. So we just remodeled. So my Lego area that you can't see because I don't have this whole area. My whole living area was redone, remodeled, but this area was specifically designed for my Lego area. And and I used to have the big Hogwarts on display in before we remodeled. And I decided it was time to take it down. It had been up for probably 4 or 5 years, and it was time. So we put it down, but it was so large. I was like, this would really stress me out if I ever want to build it again. So I went painstakingly through the instruction manuals as I took it apart and rebagged by by stage. So they're all sitting in little sandwich bags, ready to be assembled again one day. And it took me days and days and days. I sort by well, okay, so sort by type. Sort by like once you get a pretty large collection, and I'm talking probably. Let me check my book and see how many parts I actually have. That's what I say. I would say anything upwards of like 50,000 parts. I have almost 300,000 parts. You really need to sort by category. Like you gotta learn at that stage. You need to learn the categories. You need to learn how to categorize Lego because it's so much easier. It's so much easier to find a red one by one plate amongst one by one plates rather than a red one by one plate in a bunch of red parts. It's brutal. So color just isn't good enough once you get a big collection. So I sort by category, but if my categories get too big, like 2x4 plates, for example, they end up getting split by color also because it's just so many. But cool little rover right here. I like that. That's neat. I'm not sure where it's going to go on the model, but I like it. They could have done that for like the camera station, couldn't they? That would have been kind of funky. Oh, of course it's going in the middle. What don't know. There it goes, like digging on Mars. Love it. Can you see that? Yeah. And he rotates just like you would as a rover, I guess. Yeah, because it's notoriously easy to control these things on Mars. Um, it took me about a week. Yeah, I feel you. It wasn't easy. You'll be grateful though if you ever go back and build it because you'll spend a week, more than a week, trying to build it again if you just shoved it in one giant tub. One, two, three, four, yeah, that's five. One, two, three, five. Yeah, one of those, two of those. One, two. I'm just collecting my parts. I'm being good. I'm collecting my parts first. Just add some Lego connectors together. Got some sort of large support, I'm guessing. Stones kind of remains to the brick facing that way. I wonder what that's going to be used for. So far, this build has been enjoyable, definitely. If not a little bit, not bland isn't the right word, but it hasn't been anything particularly revolutionary. But Creator 3 and 1 sets, they can often be good for that. They can because they have to find interesting, they have to solve problems with the limited parts available, right? So you tend to find that they can be quite interesting. I guess these roller coaster sets kind of they have a thing they need to achieve, right? So there's limited opportunities to do something particularly super interesting. But that doesn't make it a boring build at all. So we've got big supports. We've got a few of these big supports in this bag, which I appreciate not having to build a million 2x2 round brick supports with axles up the middle. Finish myself. So that's an interesting subject. It's the worst injury, Lego related injury you've ever received whilst building. Stepping on Lego, I've definitely broken a nail or two. I've definitely pinched skin. Oh, this thing's now in the way of the building. Okay, let me try and do it. Pinched a bit of skin and fingers more than once. The problem is, I'm not one to use build tools, these things. Lego. I'm bad at remembering to use them, so I tend to do things the hard way. If I can't do it the hard way, then I resort to it. I wish Lego did like a buyback program going for those parts. So I have so many. Like there's just more than I could ever need in my lifetime at this point. Could incorporate like one gets you of every 100 you send back, you get 10 VIP points. I don't know. And or even honestly, if they just accepted them back, so I wouldn't have them, I would happily send them back so they can recycle. And now I'm out of this view. Okay, let's try. I totally underestimated the size of this set. Try it. Sorry guys, I'm adjusting on the fly to try and make this so it's something you can see. Um, oh, I didn't put the plates on top. Almost missed the plate on top. 30 parts first, guys. Keep saying. Rotate. One, two, one. You think, when you do something like this, the instructions for all these things pointing the same way. Like when you build like duplicates of like a plant, and you like build the plant the same way every time. I wonder if Lego do that. I wonder if the designers do that, or if the Lego instruction they just do that. Because I hate it. It always looks so symmetrical. It just looks so natural. So often when I'm building, like something like that comes up, I just do what I want. I just build them however I want. And I guess that's the future of Lego, right? Encourages that. Ah, okay, what are we doing here? What am I doing? Oh, it's on. I see what I'm doing. I'll move the camera and I'm further away. If I sing songs, do I have to pay for a license? Yes. I should probably just stop myself. No, I don't want to get put in jail. So I have a favourite three-in-one creator set. I do, and by far it was the Majestic Tiger. I've got a few. There was a really good. They used to be more common. They don't really. I haven't seen them for a while, but they used to do like mini modular sets, um, like city buildings, but on a smaller scale, and they'll be dollhouse style. They did a really good like tea room one back in. Gosh, was that 2018? That was a really neat one. But the tiger was just absolutely incredible. It was flawless. Like if it's still on sale, I think it probably is. You won't regret getting picking the copy up because it's absolutely incredible. Um, the B and C models on that set, one is great, but that's common. You really don't need to build anything other than the Tiger. Check out Rebrickable Alps for all the other things you can build. I do like three-in-one sets. It's kind of for a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s building Lego. Creative 3-in-1 tends to feel most like Lego was when I was a kid, right? Like you get a tub and then excuse me, then you build, like there's lots of different things you can build with it. Like Lego give you a lot of ideas. Um, the classic sets, which is kind of, I guess, the new concept of that kind of basic set. For me, the models can often be too small, so they're less interesting. Like it's classic is a great way to get a lot of parts, a lot of different colors, very cheap. But in terms of building, official model building, they're not that great. Like the biggest models tend to be less than 100 parts. Um, so these three-in-ones, I think, personally, to me, brings me back to my childhood building Lego best more than any other type of theme. 'Cause that's like if you talk to like non-Lego fans who have like their kids, they've had kids and their kids have got a Lego set. The big complaint is, Lego's not what it was when I was a kid. Like it's all so structured now, and I remember Lego where you just build whatever you want. Obviously, that's not true. Like Lego always had themed sets where you build a specific thing. But that's just not how we remember Lego. We remember that big giant bucket of Lego that your parents had collected for you from wherever, and you just tip it out and get going. You know, the three modular three ones. Yeah, they did a few. They did. I think they did like a sweet shop, um, a sandwich shop. I think was one of them. Yeah, they were neat. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they've officially gone away or we just haven't. I haven't seen. I haven't like it's that they've had one for a while. I don't know. I'm sure they'll still do a build-in, but maybe not on that kind of mini modular kind of setup. Okay, is this like the break then? Is that what I'm building up here? Can you guys see that, or is it just slightly off? Oh, this is getting more and more challenging, guys. Um, I'm building like this. I don't know what it is, but it's like hit into this stretcher track here. So I guess it's some sort of break. I I got the tiger, but I picked up the spaceship set a while ago, and it's great. Keeping it in a scene model on display. Yeah, they often like the space shuttle. Did I use the wrong colour for that? The space shuttle 3-in-1 sets because they seem to release them quite regularly, and yeah, they tend to be pretty solid. I I think with City kind of seemingly floundering a little bit, which hurts me to say because I'm a city builder. I love building cities, and I wish that wasn't the case. But with City floundering a bit recently, I think these other themes have really like stepped in and kind of carried the torch for what Lego can be. Although this current wave of city sets, I'm not gonna lie, seems pretty fun. So hopefully, the city design team have kind of finally clicked onto what we've all been seeing in the last couple of years. And oh, it's like an asteroid. That's cool. I like that. Um, and I've kind of make their models seem a bit more interesting. Ah, goes the house. Okay. I think Toby reviewed that one. I think. Uh, Classic Lego instructions are right there. Um, yeah, 3-in-1s are just really popular with Rebrickable users. So we'd like to try and review stuff that you guys are going to be interested in. But I've also learned that it's got to be something I want to build. I built the Manchester United Stadium, Old Trafford, and I hated it. I hated it. It was so repetitive. I did not have fun. And it was such a chore to create that review. After that, I kind of vowed to myself I wouldn't build a set again. I didn't really want to build myself. Um, so it's a finding that balance between sets you guys want to see and sets that we want to build. It's kind of why we end up with so many friends reviews because me and Toby really love friends. So I just got to go to the unnumbered bags to get some track parts out. I'm just looking into them at this point because there's not much left. But we are obviously very aware that Friends isn't the most popular theme on Rebrickable, so we try not to bombard you too much with them. Um, a good example is the new Dreams theme that's coming out, or just come out. And we both really love the look of it. And Toby got some, and I was like, I'll go for the next wave because I think I think what you're doing is enough for now. But yeah, I can't wait to kind of start building, get my hands on some of them and build some of them, especially the shark boat looks awesome. But we'd always love to hear it. Like if people want us to review a specific set, go to the forums. There's a suggestions forum. Put a suggestion in. No promises, but if it's something we can do, we will certainly add it to our list. Seven of these we can see. Two, four, five. What's this? Seven. What am I missing here, guys? What did I mess up? One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, there's one of the track piece I've neglected to put in. Finish the figure. The weight. 6, 7, 8, 10. And track is done, guys. I don't know. I'm going to go above and see if what that view looks like. So there it is. That's great. Get that camera away. Sorry, guys. Um, well, that looks pretty cool from above. I think that's got the little planet station. The aliens tucked away in the middle here. So I guess it goes up the chain. No, it's got to go that way. It's got to go around this way. Because the photo is getting them coming down here on this hill. into the station. Very cool. So that's now at least the full size of full scope of what I'm building. See if I can arrange this to be not bad. I see it right. Um, that's the full size of what I'm building. Let's see if I can position things better. So we can finish this build off. Getting close, guys. Some more glow in the dark parts, which I love. Totally not pointless whatsoever. Where's my other? Definitely. Tell me I lost the parts. Keep doing that. Oh no, it's the other way. It's me. It was me. Obviously, it was me. And these are just randomly placed in places. So sorry, guys. I just went this way so I can get to where I'm putting this. Which you're not really going to be able to see where I'm putting it, but I'm trying to show you. I don't even know where that one is. Is that on the track? So that's there and down here on this support. Get back to building something, some sort of sun. It's got the light brick in it, so it lights up. Another thing I'm not a huge fan of. Um, they don't stay on. Now I know that helps not drain batteries, but honestly, I just want my light brick to stay on. Or I want the option to have a light brick that stays on at least. I'm sure you could build something to make it stay on, but okay. This is a red one, red LED red box. I'll put it on correctly. And also, the other thing with light boxes is light bricks, as with any electronic component, you've got to be careful if you're like buying for investment and it has an electronic component in, and well, has a battery in it. Like there is a risk that that battery won't survive 30 years. And I have even heard a story of a guy who had kept a Lego set in a sealed box for many years and then went back to it and opened it to build it. And the battery had um, corroded and damaged the brick completely. So it wasn't just a dead battery, it broke the brick. Now, that's not my story, that's a completely unverified third party story. So I'm not going to pretend it's 100% factual. If I have no reason to not trust what the guy was saying. Sorry, I'm ignoring some of the comments. Sorry, guys. Friends is a great theme. I agree. Yeah, kids are a great excuse to buy Lego, right? Having kids around, definitely pulled that excuse a few times. It's something we can do as a family. Yeah, okay. I think my wife has figured that out. I'm not necessarily being that truthful when I say that kind of thing now. That's often what we do at Christmas. We often get all the. I'm not one of those people who keep the winter village sets built. We build them. We take them apart every year and we build them together every year. We all get together, sit around, and build the winter village. Okay, well this is interesting. So you've got these two kind of components, and this could be sort of sit in here. So oh, didn't know that. Here comes the switch. It's very loose though. Where are we going to put this? Oh, very cool. We're having fire. Love that. Another good bit of fire. So they're gonna light up. Oh, that's really cool. Um, I don't know. Let me see if I can. Unfortunately, my room has windows, so even if I turn the lights off, you're not really going to see that very good. But maybe for my review, I will put it in my photo box with the lights off, and hopefully you'll be able to see. Let's see it looking pretty cool. I'm trying to get the camera so you can see it in place. Very cool. So the asteroid field, I like that. That's neat. How does it trigger the light though? Is it literally something you just have to manually do? Oh, and the reason I don't like bricks. Just seems kind of pointless to me. Now that the goes in my way, I'll just turn back. Man, I really need a drink. Should probably just go get one. How long have I been chatting for? Almost 2 hours, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. Appreciate your support and checking us out. Well, this has taken me a lot longer than I anticipated. I've seen live builds of like they sort of see them as like people out there who do live builds of that, and that's that's a dedication right there. Like it took him like 10, 12 hours, and then like if you can go that long building Lego live on the internet, then kudos to you. These obviously these new large title pieces obviously got a lot of use recently as Doctor Strange portal entries. You know where he does his whoosh, 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 whoosh thing. Um, so that in Lego form. Here, there's some sort of aura for the sun, which was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of neat. Um, so, because which means I get to build Legos that I'm waiting for Christmas. I'm used to it for that. Happy Christmas, dear. I bought you some Lego. Yeah, I don't think my wife would appreciate that. We do exactly the same side of December. Our winter village gets built. Yeah, it's a nice tradition. Like it's like putting up Christmas decorations, right? Like as a kid, I used to love putting up Christmas. I do as an adult, but when I was a kid, I loved that. And get the family together and you know decide where everything's going. And the Lego Winter Village came an extension of that. So we added kind of a sort of planety thing. So I called it a CERN when I was building it, but now I'm gonna it's supposed to be like a red hot Saturn type of build with a planet or something. I don't know, but it's cool. It has a bit of consistency with the blue glowing planet I built earlier. So that's it, guys. That's that end of bag 7 and 8. So final bag time, number 9. Oh, and I've just done it up. And there's 2 minifigures in this bag, and rollercoaster cards. So that's clearly what we're building right now. Let me just go get that part I lost. Got it. A macaroni brick. But actually building the kids in this bag. So fun the whole time. And there's not even any kids enjoying the theme park. Fixing that right now. Get the hair pieces. So we're building a guy with a space t-shirt. Looks to be a little girl. Can you tell that in Lego form? Because they have eyelashes normally. They put eyelashes on the feminine heads. And this is one of my favourite torsos actually. I do like this one. I'm glad it gets a good usage. This kind of float in rainbow astronaut. Classic spaceman dude. They come dual-sided prints like usual. I don't think either none of them look new to me. I'll call it a spiky hairdo. Check out expressions. I'm pretty sure they're pretty standard. Creator 3-in-1 sets tend to use pretty standard minifigure parts. And then let's finish off this build, eh? These. Looks like I'm building some sort of rocket right now. Macaroni piece that I lost needed immediately. Big round panels, get some heights nice and fast. Giant. More macaroni bricks. Let's get a little bit of this. I wonder why that's a Technic round brick if we're just going to fill up the holes. I don't think there's any other Technic bricks in the set, so that's an odd choice. But it would be a choice, rather, except for the fact this is a 3-in-1 set. So what it probably means is that Technic brick is needed in a B or C model. So here they can just use it as a standard round brick and just hide it away so it doesn't really matter. And then some large with pinars, large round bricks with pinars. These are a pain to get the pins out of. If you look, they're not through and through holes. You have to go underneath and like get something thin and poke it out. More pins and holes. These bricks with this kind of snot technique, pin and hole technique, is used a lot in mocks for lightsabers. Quite popular genre of mock. Um, this could easily be a little lightsaber hills right here. Grey, obviously. But no, is there a Jedi that uses a white lightsaber hilt? Not the biggest Star Wars fan to know such a fact. Oh, that's a nice tip. To get the pins out, like those little gaps that I talked about earlier. You, if you put a spanner in there, but the end of a spanner, not the spannery end, the handle end, they taper to a thin point, so they're good for that. Apparently, it's a good technique. Do you know, I didn't think about that. I normally use like I just get like a toothpick or something for those kind of things. But yeah, if you have a spanner handy, then that would probably work just great. 2, 3. I'm getting a little bit at that point in a Lego build where you can kind of see the end come in, and you kind of get that a little bit sad, with that longing to keep going. I'm kind of hitting there. I'm seeing the parts dwindling on my part tray. I'm doing well. Oh, I don't know. Can't just do anything well. I do so much wrong things all the time. I'm not convinced it go well when I'm not. And I've done that backwards. Nice smooth move, Jared. There we go. So that's the base. I'm supposed to put that in the same. Like that. That's for that. And then we're going to be adding some flames to the bottom. And you see where this is going to go now? That connector block that I built earlier. It's got to go in there, right? Well, there's nowhere else for it to go, surely. Some nice flame effects on the bottom. Very switchable, and indeed it goes. Try and position it so you can see. Right in here. Now that's pretty cool. So it's just taller than what the rest of the model. That's really pretty cool. I like that a lot. It fills in that gap over there because it does look a little bit sparse over there. I'm not sure that rover sitting in the middle there really fills the gap that well. So the rocket definitely helps. You know, me. Let's out of the way and finish this build. Right. I guess we're building the sign, right? It has a sign, like a space coaster sign or whatever it says. So that's what I'm building right now. That's probably other than the roller of cars. Is that the only thing left? Oh, that's not held on by very many studs. Colour that blue. I do like the dark blue as a colour choice. Probably pretty tempting to make it white and make has it some sort of like shuttle ride. I'm happy that they went a different route with it. Yeah, sort of like space, I think. Space, yep, space. So I call this kind of building, even though it's been around a lot longer than the theme was. I call this dots building. Micro tile mosaic esque. I can't. I hate these things because I can never get them lined up. It never looks good with my big clumsy hands. Um, yeah, so it just I don't know. It was obviously essentially exactly what the dots theme was. So now I call it dots building. Stuck stuck in my head, and now I can't not call it that, even though the theme has died. I'll be honest, I'm not much fan of the dots theme. So I started a bit pointless. Is that harsh? So if you're a fan, I know Toby was a fan. My kids got some, but I didn't personally get any of the dot sets. Let me check. I think you're probably right. Thank you so much for that spotting that. I couldn't see from my angle. It is now in and secure. Fill time's coming up looking good. It's an interesting choice to not leave a gap between the letters. You run the risk of not being clear what you're trying to say, but I think it looks fantastic. It evokes that kind of 70s space aesthetic, which looks great. Running low on one by one tiles so that it's quite hard to find. There it is. So you're gonna have to excuse all the wonkiness and stuff with the one by one. I just don't have. I would normally use the tool, use this a lot to scroll down and get even. I'm not going to do that because it's not interesting for you guys to watch. Um, so they're going to be a little bit wonky, you know what I'm saying? Um, I get really locks that in now. So even though it was only held on by four studs, that plate really locks it in. So we're good. A little bit more. Yes. Looks like we're building another mini space shuttle or something along those lines. It was very space shuttle-esque. It's kind of one of the most replicated vehicles in Lego form. I think it's space shuttle at this point. There's dozens of them. Maybe only equaled by how many X-Wings there are. And then this goes on the sign and becomes part of. We've kind of created the Lego Classic theme logo, right? Just without the swoosh, I guess. I wonder if they tried to put the swoosh on and didn't put it off. But very cool, I like that. And this goes on here. How fast does it go? It doesn't tell you exactly how to put it on. There's 3 bricks high, so it must go on. But why is that about? Why have that there? So too high? I don't know. Maybe it's just a piston later. So, sorry guys, I know it's not ideal. It is in place. Cool. We're definitely near an end game. Yeah, we're hitting building the car. Finally, building the car. And it's ready to be deleted. There we go. Thanks. The bottom. Are those wheels possible to get out? I don't know. Never tried. It's one of those part combinations where once it's in, you just leave it be. the cars tend to be a little repetitive to build, at least on all of the sets I've built. Um, you build one, and they're kind of all kind of the same, with the exception being the front one. They tend to do a little bit differently, just a little bit. Here it looks like it's going to be a space shuttle. One last tile, and oh, I've got a windscreen. I wonder if stuff that I ignore that in. Put the dark brown cheese stripes going in the front. Does that look like a space shuttle to you guys? I hope so, because it's done. So nothing else getting added to it. Okay, what am I doing? What am I building? Leave it like one. Okay. My no comments getting sunlight in the morning. People are busy doing the thing. It'll be online when definitely for people to check out in their own time. I mean, live builds is definitely a newer concept, right? So there's a lot of old school Lego builders who use Rebrickable who probably aren't the kind of people who would watch much on YouTube. It's okay. I'm having fun. It gives a dozen people an insight into a set they're interested in but can't afford to get or can't decide if they want it or not. I'm happy to do this for you guys. That's car number two in place. My first one also was incredibly long for a very small mock. Sorry, a very small set. So people might be like, oh man, if he's doing a bigger set, he's going to be there all day. I promised myself I would concentrate on building more this time because I knew it would take me longer. And it's taking me even longer than I thought it was going to take me. So you guys watched many live builders or kind of your first experience with live building? Because I hadn't watched any until this was suggested to me that to do. And then I was like, oh, let me go check out what this is and what people do with it because it was kind of a new concept to me. There's some cool rocket blasters going on. Said before, but I am a sucker for transparent parts. Love them. Fantastic. They add so much flair to a set. It's probably, again, the 80s child in me. Oh, takes me back to those classic space sets. Oh, and the fin. I almost forgot the fin. Which actually not doesn't fit that well. It kind of collides with that top booster a little bit. Um, and put that together, and wow, we have space shuttle, rollercoaster cars. And actually quite interesting because there was definite similarities between each car, but the back variation was nice, and the front obviously that had some variation. So no, that looks pretty good. Pretty good likeness for a space shuttle. Got this in place. Okay, very good. That done. I've missed something somewhere because I've got a spare part that should not be a spare part. All right. Sorry, guys. Gonna have to go get bored while I go through the menu. I think it's this. I've missed putting this somewhere. Oh, look at that. I'm a donut. I missed it on top of my rocket. Okay. Um, and then, if you guys are interested, there's all your spare parts for the whole build. The usual suspects, one by one parts, small pins, etc., etc. It's a great in there. There's a nice eye tile print and a glow in the dark tile that might be of interest. Let me get some stuff out of the way, and then hopefully I can give you a good view of what this looks like going around. Just as some people say. Technically, I've only got two people that would fit. I think. I don't think the astronauts would fit. Okay. Let's go close up and see if I can position this in a way that you guys can easily see. If not, I'll have to do some handheld action for you. So we're in the station. People walking up here, this side here, into the station. Board here. Once you get to the top, watch for the asteroid launching here. Yeah, that worked well. The asteroid looked cool, and it's not just the front car. I guess every car. Yeah, the aliens should really be on the other side. I think. I think the alien's hidden too much that side. I think it's a shame because he's kind of cool looking. Yeah, they have other minifigures. They have the astronaut. I have a feeling like the back is going to be too big for. Maybe you get that front. Yeah, you can get her in, but I don't know if that's supposed to be employees. I don't know. So you get the third one in, and then you have the two kids, but they've got the fixed like short legs, so um, they would have to be standing. I'll show you what that looks like if you're interested. Oh, I just snapped them up pieces. Don't worry, I didn't snap pieces. I just disassembled pieces. Get out of here, you guys. Yeah, this is kid on it. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. You kind of get away with it. Well, I'll zip it around in and I'll give it a turn. So, if you this one. So she hits that combo. Oh, too bad, is it right? Kids, oh, that's kind of similar height, so I think they get away with it. She's actually pretty impressive. Um, and there's a secret astronaut. Maybe I don't know if you I can get with this camera really, but you gotta go. I'm trying to handle this. Oh my life, I'm so bad at this. Okay, here we go. Ready, guys? So that's the station. It goes up to the top, like that. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Um, yeah, I mean, conclusion, really great set. I knew I'd like it. I like roller coaster sets. I like space theming. Um, yeah, it's solid. Nothing groundbreaking, but fun, interesting enough. Keep me entertained for however long it's been. 2 hours, 20 minutes, that told me. You can take out, if you're building this at home, you could probably take out 20 minutes. Um, you probably do it a little bit faster than me. But so it's got a 2 hour build, which is pretty solid. I recommend it. Like I say at the start, if you are interested in seeing the B and C models, I will build them for a future review on Rebrickable. I will also get a decent video of it going around, so you get a cleaner look with a better camera. Um, but yeah, highly recommended. Thanks for tuning in and joining me on my second live stream. Um, you know what? I totally forgot to add this to floating seminaries at the beginning of the lecture table for you. Um, yeah, check me out. Check out the Rebrickable website for updates on future live streams. I'll be doing one next month. I haven't nailed down the date yet, but it'll probably be a similar time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I think is 4 p.m. UTC, I think it was. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Rebrickable channel. We don't spam you with a bunch of content. The content is intentional. It's a lot of like help pages for how to use the Rebrickable site, but then sometimes some content from Mox is put on there, and then my live streams will be from there. So subscribe to get the latest details, and see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.